When you hear about Ghana, the first images that come to mind are usually the country's peaceful reputation, vibrant culture, and warm hospitality. Tourists often picture the beaches of Accra, the historic castles of Cape Coast, or the lively markets of Kumasi. Ghana is known across Africa as one of the most stable countries in the region, a place where foreigners feel welcomed and locals are proud of their traditions. But as every nation has its shadows, Ghana too has corners that tell a different story. Away from the polished tourist routes lies a hotel that has earned a chilling reputation. To some, it is just another old guest house. But to those who know its secrets, it is often described as Ghana's most dangerous hotel. This hotel, whose name locals whisper but rarely say aloud, does not appear in glossy travel magazines. It is not listed on tourism websites. It survives on word of mouth and on those who wander in without knowing what lies behind its walls. What makes it truly dangerous is not just its decaying structure or unsafe environment, but the daily activities that take place within. It is a place where law and order do not exist, where criminal activity flourishes openly, and where guests can disappear without trace. Morning in this hotel does not begin with the sound of room service or the smell of breakfast. Instead, it begins with hurried cleanups. Staff sweep away broken bottles from overnight fights, mop up stains that are not always from spilled drinks, and rearrange furniture to cover evidence of violence. Rooms that held unspeakable acts the night before are locked and sealed, as if nothing ever happened. For the workers, silence is survival. They have seen enough to know that asking questions could be dangerous. By midday, the hotel wears a false face. From the outside, it looks like an ordinary guest house with people moving in and out. But behind closed doors, it becomes a hub of illegal activities. Some rooms are permanently occupied by fraudsters who use the hotel's hidden corners to run internet scams targeting foreigners abroad. Their laptops and phones become weapons of deceit, and the hotel provides the perfect cover. Other rooms serve as temporary storage for stolen goods or as meeting points for drug traffickers planning their next move. To outsiders, it might look like just another guest checking in, but insiders know that entire criminal networks operate within those walls. As the day fades and darkness begins to fall, the hotel takes on its most dangerous form. The night hours are filled with loud music, reckless drinking, and uncontrolled fights. Prostitution becomes one of the central activities, with young women, sometimes even underage, brought in to satisfy the demand. For many of them, it is not by choice but by force or desperation. Violence is never far away. Arguments over money quickly turn into physical fights, and weapons are often involved. Gunshots have been heard in the dead of night, but instead of police intervention, silence usually follows. Locals who live nearby know to mind their business. They have learned that asking too many questions can bring trouble to their own doors. What makes this hotel particularly alarming is the absence of accountability. Authorities are well aware of its reputation, but corruption often keeps the cycle running. Police patrols sometimes appear at the gates, but rather than shutting it down, bribes exchange hands and the officers leave as quickly as they came. This has created an environment where the hotel operates almost as a lawless zone, a world within a world where normal rules do not apply. For the staff, this reality is a heavy burden. A maid who spends her days cleaning those rooms may witness scenes that haunt her forever. A security guard may be forced to look the other way as crimes take place under his watch. For many of them, poverty leaves no choice but to keep working there. They know the dangers, they feel the fear, but they also know that leaving means unemployment, and unemployment in Ghana can mean hunger. Beyond the walls of the hotel, its impact spreads. It becomes a breeding ground for crime in the surrounding community, a place where stolen goods flow in and out, where young women are trapped in cycles of exploitation, and where violence spills onto the streets. Its existence also challenges Ghana's international image as a safe and stable country. While Ghana remains far safer than many nations, hotels like this serve as a reminder that beneath the surface, criminal networks can thrive when poverty, corruption, and silence meet. For a traveler, accidentally booking a room in such a place could be the worst mistake of their journey. Instead of finding rest, they may find themselves in an environment where their safety is not guaranteed, where theft or violence could strike at any moment, and where walking out alive becomes more important than checking out formally. At its core, this hotel is not just about one building. It is about a system where crime is allowed to flourish because the poor are silenced, authorities are compromised, and society looks away. Each day begins with cover-ups, afternoons filled with secret deals, and nights drowning in violence. It has become a living symbol of how corruption and poverty can turn something as ordinary as a hotel into a place of fear and danger. The story of Ghana's most dangerous hotel is therefore not only a warning to visitors, but also a mirror to society. It shows us what happens when crime is ignored, when silence replaces truth, and when the vulnerable are left unprotected. It is a reminder that even in a country as peaceful and welcoming as Ghana, shadows exist. And sometimes those shadows are found in the very places meant to offer comfort and safety. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more.